this was my very first film. This one here, you mentioned Trent Haga earlier. Mm-hmm. Trent Haga was co-writer on this.
Oh, that's
and I played 3 different zombies and a scientist.
So this is a low budget film.
Oh yeah. It was done by Richard Griffin. Richard Griffin one time told me that his aim is to put comic books on, turn comic books into videos. So all of his videos are kind of like a comic book.
Oh,
and like I said, my very first experience, I 3 different zombies and a scientist in this one. But the one that most people will recognize me from, that don't buy horror films, is that I was Santa in The Box with Cameron Diaz.
I've not yet seen that one.
Oh yeah,
No.
There's a really good, nice shot of me standing in the middle of the road, ringing the bell. And after what happens in that scene, the camera just sits on my face as I'm ringing that bell, and the wind's blowing my beard for a good 30 seconds, I think. So, and then I was in a movie with Sarah Jessica Parker last year called I Don't Know How She Does It. And I've been in The Fighter, and I was in Ted, and I was in Zookeeper, and I was in I Am Legend.
I'm looking forward to seeing Ted.
Oh, you won't ever find me in that, because what happens is, I think I'm a shadow on a translucent piece of glass in that one. When you look like Santa, what happens is, and you're a background actor, because I am SAG, and what happens is they want to have me on set because they want SAG actors, but they usually put me so far in the back that you don't see me, because they don't want the background people to take attention away from the foreground people.
And you would definitely take attention away. And I do.
Yes. Although in The Fighter, I was way back in the back, and one of the directors said, bring that guy who looks like Santa up ringside. And so I'm sitting ringside because he wanted, when the ring girl walked around, he wanted me to act like the dirtiest old man possible. And while that actually got edited out, in the first fight scene, just as Mark Wahlberg's character gets knocked out, if you look down at the guy who's knocking him out at his feet, you can see me right there ringside.
That's awesome. Are you a big horror fan, or do you prefer acting in horror movies as opposed to watching?
Well, actually, I like my horror slim, but you mean horror? Yeah. What happens is
not the ones you find in tunnels or anything like that.
I know I love horror, and I'm a big sci-fi fan also, but I love comedy and action. But the movies that have embraced me have been horror movies. I'd like to do some of the others. And last night a gal asked me, she goes, when did you start like horror movies? Because I've liked them ever since I was a young child. I said when I was 8 years old, I had a babysitter named Jennifer, who was a teenage girl that lived next door. And my parents were always letting her babysit me on Friday nights while they went out. And she liked to watch scary movies, but she always wanted to hug me because she was afraid. And she had nice soft parts, if you know what I mean. So for an 8-year-old boy who is like has his head up against a young girl's breast,
you liked at a very young age.
I fell in love with horror because it presented opportunities even back then.
What are some of your favorite horror movies that you aren't a part of?
Oh, okay, that I aren't a part of. Well, I really love Friday the 13th, and you know what? I judge. I like horror movies based on people that I know, because there's certain actor friends of mine that when I met them, I hadn't seen their movies, but I started watching their movies, and I really enjoyed them. Almost anything that has Lynn Lowry in it. Lynn Lowry is one of my favorite ladies. Her and Adrienne King are both Babylicious, if you remember Wayne's World. Great gals, and so I loved Friday the 13th, and let me see, almost all the incarnations of it. Kane Hodder is intense, and one of the other, and Michael Berryman, I've seen him in Star Trek, and The Hills Have Eyes and all that. Probably my favorite one was him in Weird Science.
Oh yeah.
Where at the very end when he goes, "We'll do lunch," or the other guy, one of the
giant biker man.
Yeah. And Mike and I just had breakfast this morning together. We're just really good friends.
That's awesome. I'm hoping to get an interview with him.
Yeah, the very first time I met him, he comes over to me because I had these full black sclerosis, and he goes, "I want you to be real careful with those lenses," he goes, "because they can damage your eyes." So every time I see him, up until the last couple of times, he's always said, "How are your eyes? Are you still using your drops?" And I finally said, "Yes, Mom." And he goes, "Well, I'm not your mother." And I go, "Well, you're always mothering me." And he goes, so he quit. But great guy, hell of a nice guy.
Yeah, I'm really hoping to get an interview with him. I've read stuff about him online, and I just really hope that it's true.
Get an interview with him, and PJ Souls is a sweetheart, and of course Adrienne King, if you can, yes. And you know what? And just tell him, say, say Sal said that I should get an interview with him, and they'll probably do it for sure then.
Well, then you know what? I'm definitely going to use that line.
All right.
All right, now just 2 quick questions.
Sure.
Hey, how hard is it to see with those lenses in?
Oh, it's not hard at all.
It's not? So you can, does it look normal? Or
yeah, there's a little clear. Well, it looks normal, except it looks kind of like I'm looking through a clear spot on sunglasses.
Okay.
Because there is a little clear spot in the middle. And if I look up at the lights like this, when I first look down, you see my iris for just a second.
Yeah, I can sort of
see a little
see,
blue ring. Yeah, a little blue ring, and then it disappears. And but yeah, so I don't have any problem with it. The only thing is they dry your eyes out, so I have to use drops.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
All right. Are you on Facebook, Twitter? Where can people find?
Oh yeah, I have all the social disease. Accounts.
No, you're right. Social diseases is accurate.
I am on probably Facebook is the best. I am on Twitter also, but I'm under Sal Lizard. You can friend me as Sal Lizard. I also have like pages for the Vampire Santa, the Genuine Santa, and for Abner Zombie, the comedy zombie. And let's see. I also have a like page for my new book that's coming out called Being Santa Claus. If I can plug that.
Oh, absolutely. Go ahead. Please do.
This here is basically the cover of the book, and it comes out November the 8th. And a lot of there's stories about my experiences as a real bearded Santa. According to one reviewer, most of the stories are very humorous, some are hysterical, and a few will make you cry because it is about life as a Santa.
Okay.
But I will be selling this book at horror conventions also because everybody knows that I'm also a real Santa, and a lot of my fans are looking forward to this book coming out also.
All right, well, I have just one more question then.
Sure.
Because of that book. Is there a short story that you can that you want to tell to entice the viewers to possibly pick it up?
I can tell you one little, a really, really short story. I don't think it's in the book, but it's an example. A lot of these stories have been extrapolated on and expanded on, but some stories are just so simple as, one time I was at a Walmart in a little town called Circleville, Ohio, and as I was there, I was standing to, I don't even remember what I was buying, but I was standing in the express lane, and this little girl walks up to me and she goes, and of course I'm not dressed, it's like July, and she goes, what's your name? And I look over and her mother's standing there smiling broadly, and I said, well, honey, who do you think I am? And she goes, I think you're Santa. And I said, well, then you better be really good. And this cute little 3 or 4 year old girl goes, or I guess she might have been 2 or 3, but anyway, she goes, I am. I'm not even peeing in my underpants. And you know what? Fortunately for me, a lot of the older girls say the same thing.
Well, I think that's enough for the interview. You have some very good stories, and I'm looking forward to watching some of your movies.
Great. Yes.
I hope to, actually do another interview with you sometime.
Okay, anytime I'm around, feel free to, come over and ask a question or two. I don't mind at all.
Good. Well, thank
As you can tell, I'm real shy and introverted.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can tell.
I'm a man of few words.
All right, great. Thank you.